going to mute you guys just so it's not so loud. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. So hopefully she'll hop on. She's going to take tonight, but I will go ahead and get started until she gets here. So you get me. But we are in week 3 of our New Coach University. And so I know a lot of you guys we have some people rolling into this challenge group because the way we have it set up is that it's set up as a course, a learning course. So as you see people come in, or if you are new yourself, just start at the beginning. Go to the units on the side of the New Coach University and just start with the first unit and work your way through. So I posted in there today that it seemed a little quiet. And guys, y'all, it's summertime. It's July. We're getting ready to wrap up summer. And the boys are going back to school in 2 weeks, in less than 2 weeks now. And so it is wild. And so if you are getting crickets on your posts, on your invites, it's okay. Don't flip out. Don't think, oh my gosh, I'm not made for this. Nobody cares what I'm inviting them to. Nobody's watching my posts, because it's just a simple fact that people are busy right now, and it's okay. But with the launch of Lift 4, my goal is to, hold on a second, let me see, Megan's commenting on some stuff here. But our goal is for you guys, hopefully most of you guys are doing Lift 4. And I know it's a little different to come into coaching. I didn't come in when there was a new launch. And honestly, when I was a new coach, there weren't as many launches and programs and just resources available. So it was kind of simple. I just invited everyone to the 21-Day Fix to do it with me, because that's what I was doing. But this is, it's a really good time, honestly. Hey, Megan, to come into the business, because there's so much to offer people. We just have to get really, really good at sharing our story. Megan, I'm going to turn it off to you, because I'm just kind of on a roll. Hold on a second. We just have to get really good at sharing our story as coaches and telling people what you are doing and just inviting people to do it with you. This group, this coaching group is here to help you walk through conversations. So I remember I posted in my new coach training all the time as I was in conversations with people. And we do have a lot to offer people. Lift 4, I think, is probably just about for anybody. And it's really awesome, and it fits with the schedule of probably most of our people who follow us and fall into our niche. So don't be afraid to say, hey, I'm doing a workout program. It's 4 days a week, 30 minutes a day. Nutrition plan is going to be super simple. You even get to have a cheat on the weekend. It's totally sustainable, and it's all about just having that balance and doing life and doing it well, but also making your fitness a focus of your everyday life. And so don't be afraid to invite people to that. But if you've got people who have high cholesterol, or they have ailments and they can't work out or something, you don't know what to do, ask us. That's what we are here for. But it's just about, even though it's slow, even though I know it's quiet everywhere because of the month and people are on vacation, we're still doing our vitals. We're still posting. We're still inviting people to our challenge groups and following up. Okay. So that's the main focus that I want you guys to get. I know it's slow. I know it's quiet, but people are watching you. People are following you. They're reading your posts, even if they're not liking it, because they're on the go. And people will come to you when it slows down a little bit and join your challenge groups or join your team. Okay, so just trust us on that. All right, I'm going to pass it off to Megan, because I know she had this tonight.
All right, thanks for getting us started. We are in the midst of putting away the slip and slide that I got out today. And my husband was like, we need to put this away. And I'm like, I have a call. He's like, well, you want to do it when it's pitch black or now? And I was like, no, we'll go ahead and do it now. So thank you for getting it started, and welcome everyone. All right, so at this point, we're at week 3. I think a lot of us, if not all of us, are starting the Lift group at this point. My group started today, prep week was last week. And at this point, it's kind of what's your role? We've been talking the last 2 weeks about inviting and objections, and what is your role as we get started in this challenge group, and what do you need to do? So first and foremost, if you have challengers or not, your approach is going to be the same. You are going to be your ideal challenger. You are going to set forth from today until the end of these 8 weeks. Is everyone here doing lifts? Those of you who are on the thing? Yes, no, yes, no. So half and half. So if you're doing lift or whatever you're doing, whatever program you're doing, whether you're doing 2B Mindset, Your role is to share it, the ins, the outs, the good, the bad, every single piece of it from this day forward. I saw one of my coaches took the calendar, my calendar right here. I loved how she did it. The calendar, although it's only 32 workouts, it's the calendar lays out every day of the week. So she took it and she marked on her stories, just crossing off a day. That's the easiest thing you can put on your stories. Cross off the day, whether you're doing lift, whether you're doing another program, they all calendar, cross off the, I put day 1, and I will change that day every single day. So the people who are watching and not commenting and not talking, the people who told me they were interested and then never responded to another message of mine, they're going to keep watching and they're going to see me go day 1, day 2, day 3, and they're going to see me go all the way through it. And at some point, chances are they're going to get to that point where they're like, all right, I'm ready now. And I think it's really important that you guys realize that every person you've talked to, whether they joined you or not, they can't do so until they're ready. You can't make somebody else be ready. You can only share and open up the opportunity. It's up to them to then watch you as you openly share your journey each and every day, for them to flip that switch and decide to join you. So I need you guys to understand that you cannot make somebody else ready to join you in the business with their fitness. All you can do is openly share what we have to offer. And and I shared this, I actually did a post this evening just shortly before getting on the call about that once I was in my first challenge group, and it's something that I am like more aware of now. I signed up as a coach before I ever finished a round of 21 Day Fix. I was on day 16 when I signed up as a coach, because I knew that what I was experiencing was something I wasn't going to want to stop, because I loved my challenge group so much. You know how many times I posted in that challenge group in the first 16 days? I think 3. So I wasn't the challenger that was posting actively, but I watched. So don't discount people who are in there not watching. Maybe that was you. But I signed up as a coach. And while I wanted the discount, it was more because I wasn't going to stop this. And then once I finished that first challenge group, I signed up as a coach because I pursued the business end of it, because I was like, there's other people like me who I need to pay this forward to. I didn't have time to lose interest in my own journey. I didn't have that option. While I was still excited in those first 3 weeks of doing my own fitness journey, I got so excited I became a coach. And I think that if nothing else, this business gives you the ultimate source of accountability to your own journey. I don't know about you, but every person knows that I'm a coach now. You're just getting started. Everyone knows that they expect it. They expect me to go on vacation and work out. They expect me to eat healthy. They expect there to be veggies at my daughter's birthday party. Like, they expect those things of me, because I don't just talk about it, I live that way. So when people grow to expect it, you're then going to level up and live up to that expectation. And it's only going to help you be on your A game with your nutrition and your fitness. And I can tell you that will trickle to your business. When you're on it with your fitness and you're on it with your nutrition and you're getting results and you're feeling good, you are way more likely to then talk about what it is you have to offer. So we started Lift 4, or you're going through another whatever program or 2B or whatever you're doing. And if you're excited and getting results, your natural thing to do will be to share that with other people. So if you're not feeling that way, I encourage you just to reflect on why you're not, and then, talk. That can be like a private offline conversation. But if you are, that's when you need to get those invites out. And I was listening to, I think it was the National Wake Up Call. So Ali Testatori from last week's National Wake Up Call. I was on vacation, so I'm just catching up on all the calls I missed. And she shared that she invites people to the coaching opportunity in that first week of the challenge group. And she said that, I'm like, I don't do that. My goodness, that actually makes sense. How excited are you in week 1 of doing a new fitness? You may not be ready to open the business, but she approaches them about the business in the very first week. She shared that she posts in her challenge group, and then she sends them a personal message. I'm going to do that later this week. And when I do, I'm going to share with you guys what I say and how I say it and what I'm going to do. But once I listened to her, I'm like, well, that makes sense to me, because I was so excited through those first couple weeks. I didn't really know what the business was at that point or how it all worked, but I was willing to figure it out because I was loving what I was doing and what I was going through. So you want to give that experience and that same feeling to the people who are joining you. And if you don't have anybody yet, if you haven't hit Success Club yet, or you don't have any challengers in the group that you're doing, just keep sharing, keep watching. Like, if you should be in a challenge group, even if you don't have people. So if you're in with your coach, watch what they're doing. Start to share the encouragement with the other challengers in there, even if they're not yours. Support everybody that's in that group because it's contagious. And the more that you give out that support, the more results they're going to get. Those people's results, whether they're your personally, clients or not, you can share that stuff. That'll gives you more credibility that you're not just talking about this incredible business, this incredible, workout program that you're doing, whatever it is. It gives you more credibility to back up what you're talking about. And as you're sharing, as those people in the group are getting excited, then it allows you to have, then you're going to get more excited and then you're going to be more willing to talk about it. I think it just really comes down to creating that experience that you want to have or that you did have in your first challenge group that got you to take that next step to be a coach and providing that to your clients. And if you're sitting there and you don't have anyone yet, set a start date for 2 weeks. Set a start date for August 1st. Make it the, end of summer slim down, the, end of summer boot camp, the whatever you want to call it. And set a date for August 1st. Because if you set it for August 1st, you sit now with 2 weeks to recruit into the challenge group. You've got 2 weeks to share and document what you're doing. And then you'll be 2 weeks ahead of those people. So if they're coming in on Lift 4, they're coming in with 2B Mindset, whatever they're coming in on, you can then run a new group that starts in 2 weeks. And maybe you team up with someone else who is in here who hasn't hit Success Club yet. And you guys say, okay, well, I haven't hit it yet, but I'm determined to hit it this month. So let's team up, run another group that starts August 1st, and roll with it and see how it goes. And if you recruit for it and you don't get anybody, nobody else knows that. But if you recruit for it and you get 3 people or you get 5 people, that's not only, $250 commissions to your pocket. Those are 5 new people, 3 new people who you can impact their life, who could become coaches just like you, who could be sitting there that, needed that extra 2 weeks. When you talked about it before they weren't ready, it's all timing. And I have so many people that will come back to me, years, months down the road. And if I wasn't still doing the vital behaviors that Rachel was just talking about before I jumped on here, then they wouldn't know that I'm here ready for them whenever they are. So, your actions aren't going to change. Everything you're doing every day is going to remain the same. What changes is what you have to open up and bring people in with. And you always need to have something else that you're inviting people into. For me right now, I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to talk coaching opportunity over the next, like I did a post tonight, that's going to be my focus. But if you have met your goals for challengers for the month, then that can be your focus too. But if you haven't got anybody yet to join your challenge group, start there. If you're more comfortable recruiting into the business, that's fine too. I just think it's easier to lead with whatever you're doing or whatever you're more comfortable with. So more times than not, I find people are more comfortable getting people into their challenge groups. But then once they're in your challenge group and they trust you, that becomes another person who could potentially be a coach on your team as well. Does that all make sense? I know Rachel did a little poll just kind of gauging where everybody was and what their thoughts were and what their feelings were. We share a lot of information in the coach training. Like there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of documents, and our goal is to be able to catch any question that comes through because Holly's running her business different than Brittany is, and everybody's doing things differently. So the only way, short of having individual conversations with you guys every single day, is to share as much information as we have with you. So it's up to you guys to read through that and let us know where you're struggling. Let us know what makes sense, what doesn't, what you want us to explain further. I actually have a local coach who was at my house on Saturday. So her and I sat down and talked about right leg, left leg. She's like, I don't understand that. I've watched all the videos you've shared. She's like, that makes no sense to me. So we sat down and went through that. Different things need different that I got that. I got that, I think, before my coach ever understood right leg, left leg. I understood that part of it. So if you don't ask the questions so that we can explain things to you, understand your goal is to get to Success Club. Your goal is to, in these first 30 days, get your first 2 new coaches under you, get that first rank advancement, open up the compensation plan so that you can start earning those cycle bonuses and building that volume. And if something doesn't make sense to you, ask us so that we can help guide you guys down the right path. Make sense? Okay. So just to kind of recap, I know one of my other coaches had asked me, we had a phone call last night. She wasn't able to make the call this evening. And she's like, okay, so at a bare minimum, what am I doing every day? So your bare minimum every day are the vital behaviors, which I'll give you a little heads up. They're going to change soon. but they haven't yet. So for the time being, we're going to focus on the 4 vital behaviors that obviously prove to the product, which I think we've talked enough about. You have to be not just walking the walk, talking the talk. You need to show people what it is that we're doing, how you're doing it, and how they can come join you too. You have to be doing personal development every day. I can tell you that when I was at the beach, I listened to a book on my way there and I listened to a book on my way home, and that was about all I did. And I could tell I had like less drive. I mean, I was on vacation and I totally checked out, enjoyed my time with my family. Like, don't get me wrong. But I also like, it was harder for me to get back into it when I came home because I got out of that routine. Like, your personal development is so key, whether it is something that is more on a personal level, wherever you need it in your life, business wise, listening to those National Wake Up. Like, I listened to like some of the calls from our Push the Diamond group. I listened to the National Wake Up call, and like all I wanted to do was sit and work. Like, the kids woke up this morning and I was like, I was like just getting on a roll, because that's the stuff that gives you that momentum and that drive and that like ambition to keep going. That's why it's important and why it's something you should do every day. Because when you hear those stories of this, like the one Allie from last week, she was a stay-at-home mom, and like now she doesn't have to go back to being a nurse, and like hearing her story and how she, you know, built this 15-star superstar diamond team, I'm like, that is freaking awesome. Like, I want that. Like, so you hear those stories, and whether it's so specific to coaching or just something, just a book that inspires you or motivates you, that has to be something you're doing every day, because it's going to totally change your mindset, and it's going to motivate you to go that extra mile, that when you go to bed at night, you can tell yourself, I did everything I possibly could do before I went to sleep tonight. And I feel good about where I am. And tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to start all over again. Like, that's where the personal development comes in. And you have to be, you know, not just doing your invites, but follow-ups. That was something else I did today. I had a girlfriend tell me she was coming over, bringing her kids over to play, and she would be an hour. So I'm like, okay. I was like, my morning was kind of on like a lull, and I'm like, okay, kids, you get iPad time. And I was like, I was so focused for that hour. I think I accomplished more in that 1 hour than I did like the 3 hours this morning when the kids were still sleeping, because I was so driven. And I did follow-ups. I went back through old messages, old emails, and I just was on this mission to get people enrolled. So doing your invites and also doing your follow-ups. Follow-ups with conversations. I send people, hey, if I am on your list of people that you cannot stand when you see pop up in your inbox, please just tell me. But I know when you first reached out to me back in April or May or June or whatever it was, you were so excited to join my 2B group. And if you've changed your mind, totally cool. But if not, like, let's get you started. And the girl writes back, you know, like, no, like, don't want you to stop reaching out to me. Life's just been crazy. Well, now I know that I can keep her on my follow-up list. I'm not driving her nuts. I tell people that. Like, I don't want to be the fly on the wall you want to swat. I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be that girl you can't stand to look at when you see me on Facebook. But you told me you were interested, so how can I help you? So that was the message that I was using. I was sending follow-ups today. And then just obviously the recognition piece. And as you're getting started, that one might be a little bit harder for you to figure out how you can incorporate that every day. Shout out the people. Like, I love to use stories. I used 2 on my IG stories last night where I recognized just two things that were shared in the challenge group. Again, if you have people who are doing it, recognize them. But if you don't, in the challenge group you're in, when someone posts something really awesome, screenshot that and share that. How cool is it that one of the girls I'm linking arms with in my new lift, you know, my new home, my 4-day-a-week home fitness program, whatever you want to refer to it as, you know, look what she just did. Look at her response. Like, sharing those little snippets, again, just puts those people who are watching you in their shoes, and it's like, all right, like, maybe I should actually do this now. So those are little recognition things that you can do now when you get your first challenger on board. It doesn't matter if they buy a sampler from you. When the first person buys something from you or trusts in you to help them get started, shout them out. And maybe it's a snapshot of the conversation you had, or maybe if they're cool with it, use a picture of them and say, you know, they've made the decision that they're going to start investing in their health. And I couldn't be more excited to coach them along this journey. Are you ready to? Or however you want to do it. But those little things are all things you can do every day, no matter where you are in your business. There's people's results somewhere that you can pull from and shout out and recognize, and just allow people to see that what you're doing actually does produce results. And obviously at the end of it all, your own story, your own journey, your own transformation is going to be above all the most trustworthy thing that you can provide to your followers. Showing them what you can do, how you're doing it, your thoughts, that you want to do it, that you love it, that you hate it, that you're hungry, that you're chugging water, you're brushing your teeth before you go to bed so you don't house, you know, everything in the pantry. All those things are going through your mind. share every piece of it the whole way along. And I promise you, if you do that, when you come to the end of the 8 weeks or the midpoint of the program, whatever it is, you're going to be able to share results. They're going to be able to relate to your followers who are like, okay, now I'm ready. So you just have to stay consistent with it and trust us, trust the process. I know it's overwhelming and there's a lot of information and stuff may not all make sense right now, but we've done this before and we're giving you the tips and ideas and ways to help you get this launched and started. Do you guys have any questions?
No questions.
Nada.
I know we kind of have a mix too, so, Eliana just started today. I know that we've had some other coaches that are just kind of come in halfway through. So if I can encourage you, and I know Megan and I have both said this multiple times, but post in our group, post in our training page, share what kind of feedback you're getting. Let us help you. And also it's going to help someone else that's a coach. If you're bringing new coaches in, I know Brittany's got some coaches, whatever we share in that group helps someone else. And I remember that, I never could have imagined it either, but some of the people that I went through my early coach trainings with are still people that I link arms with today. And we run this business kind of side by side. So, some of the people that you go through this with may be lifelong coach friends of yours, and so, yeah, the information is important, but most important, and although they're about to change it, is just doing these things. People ask me all the time, how do you do it? How are you so successful? I'm this is what I do every single day, without fail. Even like Megan said, even on vacation, I do it. I do the bare minimum, but I still do it because I'm that girl that if I lose momentum, it messes with my head and it's hard to get back on track. And it just works. And it's fulfilling. I don't just do it just to hit the goals. They're great. But it's rewarding to help people and to inspire people. And people are totally watching you. People are following you. They're following your journey if you're putting it out there. Okay. So that is really important to stay consistent in that. So do you guys have any questions for us about anything tonight? If not, we want to let you go and let you go make this awesome post and invite some people before you go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have anything else, Megan?
No, but just on the vacation note too, I've never missed a day of posting. I actually think it's easier when you're on vacation to post and to work out because you're not distracted by everyday life. Mm-hmm. Your backgrounds are different. Your stuff is different. It allows you to have a totally different audience on social media. So I didn't do a ton of work on vacation, but all 7 days I was gone. I posted, I put on my stories, I followed up. I didn't go invite. I don't want to be sitting there hey, do you want to join my challenge? People were you're on vacation, chill out. But I did talk to people. I did comment on people's stuff. I did, build those relationships, even though I wasn't necessarily directly inviting them. It allowed me still to just connect with people and, still show people that, this business is it is part of my everyday. I do something every day, but I'm willing to do something every day for a job that I love than, pour in, what is it? There was some phrase people will complain about working the long hours for 3 to 5 years. So instead they'll be miserable for the next 40 or something like that. That was some quote somewhere that I butchered. But the moral of it is I'm willing to do all that extra work now because I know that it's worth it in the long haul.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, and too, I wish I had learned this earlier and I can't remember who said it, but about a year into coaching, someone challenged us to every day in some way, and we didn't have stories when I was a brand new coach, but in your post, in your stories, to use the word coach, in every single day. And you did that. I noticed that, Megan, on vacation. You talked a lot about being a coach and how that provided freedoms for your family. And, I didn't have that for a long time, but there are so many ways you can talk about being a coach, whether it's a conversation that you have, whether it's, the fact that it keeps you accountable and on track in your fitness, whether it's about a discount on your superfoods or, whatever it is, drop the word coach every single day, and that's going to show people what you're doing. And when you start to recruit, it's gonna, people are gonna see that. But I just thought about that when you said you didn't invite a lot on vacation. But
I think Allie might have said that on her call. She shared that like when she made that decision that she was going to run with this business, she like sat there and wrote down like what were the things that drove her to become a coach. Like you're saying, like the ultimate accountability, the friendships, the community, the positive environment, like all the things. And she wrote them down. And every Thursday she does a very pointed coach call to action post. Now she talks about coaching all the time, but that Thursday post, some way, shape, or form, she does a call to action every single Thursday and invites people to come learn more. So like that was her way. And I don't have like a set schedule. Like I just kind of post about it when I can or when it fits in. But like to me, it could be like, here I am leading a coach call in my Stars pajama pants in the workout top that I wore this morning, put back on to go to yoga tonight with a girl that I met in my new coach training 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what your coach post can be like. But finding different ways to just talk about the business and what it is and what it means to you.
Speaking of, we're going to take a picture, even though I look horrible. Can y'all smile?
I literally put on dirty clothes and went and worked out. So
we'll put this in our stories. I'll post it in our group, and y'all can post this in your stories. Okay?
Perfect.
All right. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. Oh, crap.
Awesome.
Hold on just a second. Wait, I didn't do it right. No, I did. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for getting on, ladies. I know your time is precious. It's valuable. Hopefully you got something out of there that you can take and go apply. And we will talk to you guys soon.
We'll be back next Monday night. Okay? Bye, guys. See ya.
Bye.